Hello guys and welcome to today's matchup between the Algonquin Wolves at the Sheridan Bruins, or the Wolves at the Sheridan Bruins at your Algonquin College Wolves. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevan. Followed alongside me is the one, the only, one of the greatest color commentators of all time,
Seth Poirier.
How you doing today, Seth?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long time since we've been in the broadcast booth together. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys all the action for today's matchup. So, most importantly, the regular season has come to a conclusion. The Wolves finishing top of the East, the only undefeated team in the OCAA this season with a 14-0 record. Playing against a not-so-great Sheridan Bruins team heading into this game with a 3-13 finalized regular season record too. So it's going to be a big matchup today for the Wolves. It's a preliminary round. Both teams still have to break through. It's a one-game elimination series. Seth, what are your thoughts heading into today's matchup?
Well, Bailey, Algonquin, if they want to win this, they gotta do what they've been doing all year, and that's playing great defensively. They're a great defensive team, and that's really what has got them to the point here. The last 2 years, they were able to go to the bronze 2 years ago, and last year able to go to the finals and losing in the finals and winning second place. This year, third year consecutive with an undefeated record, but looking to really push their ticket to the finals and win that gold this year.
Exactly, and we talked about earlier how they're undefeated this season, 14-0, but more impressively, they've been undefeated for the last 3 consecutive seasons in a row. In the last 2 years, they have made finals appearance in the OCAA finals too. So super impressive numbers when it comes down to the wire. They're also the best defensive team in the league as well. They've shut their opponents out from anywhere under 50 points throughout all 14 regular season games this year. So super impressive number, and there has not been a single team in the OCAA who has been able to prove that stat at all this year. So super impressive heading into it. You talk about how they're 14-0. They're on a 14-game win streak, 7-0 at home, 7-0 on the road too. They're averaging 74.1 points per game, a 39% field goal percentage, and a 34% three-point percentage when it comes to the free throw line. They're 60% as well too, averaging 45.1 rebounds per game and 18.4 assists as well. Super impressive whenever it comes down to it. Deja McDonald currently sitting at 4th in the league at points per game with a 16.4. Super impressive too, but she also leads the team in rebounds as well and steals. She's currently number 1 with 65 steals in the OCAA. A super impressive stat whenever it comes down to it at the end of the day, right? Sienna Miller as well too. I just wanted to mention she leads the league in free throw percentage as well too at a 70%. So just another impressive number, and the Wolves really got a stack lineup whenever it comes to shooters from the field.
Yeah, 100%. Talk about the free throw. They've been effective with that all year. 60% from the free throw line, and that's a big, and that's all caused by them driving to the hoop, putting the ball in the basket, and having their opponent having the choice: do I let her go free, run to the basket, or do I force and foul here? Algonquin players, a lot of them do a great job at drawing fouls, and that's why they're 60% for the field. They go and that just shows a lot too that they're in the paint a lot, right? They get fouled in the paint a lot, and that means they're driving to the net, and that's all caused by the ball movement that all these players are able to do. They're passing the ball extremely well. Someone's open, pass it right to the paint. They go up for a layup. They get fouled, go to the free throw line, and 60% of the time they make their shot. So incredible team from the free throw line. Exactly,
and we talked about Sienna Miller before and how she leads the league in free throw percentage as well too. You want to be drawing up those fouls all night long and just been dominating at those 2 or 3 point opportunities, right? You want to convert on those kind of things. So that's what you want to do, is you want to draw a ton of fouls tonight, get in the paint. This is a team, as you mentioned, Seth, that works exceptionally well from inside the paint and outside the 3-point line as well too. Deja McDonald leads the league in 3-point percentage, right? So that's super impressive. You really want to drive those kind of numbers all game long, and we're looking forward to bringing you guys all the action. But before we do, we're going to head this one off to the national anthems here, and we'll be back with you guys shortly. Truly the greatest national anthem in the entire world, and we're so grateful to live in the country we call Canada day in, day out. And we want to thank all you soldiers out there who have fought for the freedom of this country. We're so blessed to live in the country we call Canada. And we want to thank all you guys for tuning in, whether it's on the OCAA website or the Algonquin Wolves YouTube channel. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevan. Followed alongside me is my color commentator,
Seth Foray.
We're looking forward to bringing you guys all of the action ahead of today's matchup here as we await jump balls shortly before we announce the starting lineups for today's matchup.
Yeah, and Bailey, we talk about defensively how great this team is for the Wolves. But in the third and fourth quarter this year, the Wolves have a combined point average of 13.4 points in those quarters. So when it comes to late in the games, they're not allowing them much points. And that's some quarters they had allow 0 to either 5 points, so not allowing them a lot. And one of the games that they had the most, I think it was probably only 18.
Exactly.
18 points. And that was a close game, the closest game of the year, 47-42. But other than that, all those games have been far stretches that we see, like 92-28, 84-43, and points and differentials like that. So that just proves that defensively how well they do, but it just shows offensively how well they utilize their weapons, like Deja, Sienna Miller, and other players that we'll see here today. How well they get utilized in the game plan that's been set up through the week of practice, and that's the reason why they're undefeated this year and for the third year in a row.
I couldn't have said that any better, Seth. And as you mentioned earlier, right, they've limited to every single team in the league that they've faced throughout the regular season to under 50 points per game. And that's a super impressive stat. They're the only team in the OCAA who have pulled that off. So talk about how great they are defensively. But really being able to turn that defense into offense has been great for them, especially coming off their rebound game. It's been so successful this year. They need to keep this up in the postseason if they want to make it to the finals and potentially not clinch at silver, not clinch at bronze, but force a gold this season as well, too. And there's players on the team that could take you all the way this year.
Yeah, 100%. And now we're seeing the starters right now, but their bench is really, they have a great depth in their bench. Any player that comes off the bench is able to produce, if that's offensively with points or defensively with rebounds, steals, and blocks. And that's why this team is as good as they are, right? It's not just the one player like we're talking about, like we see right here, Deja McDonald coming out here getting introduced. Obviously, Deja is Deja, right? Everything offensively, defensively run through her.
She's the best two-way player on the floor out of any player on the court.
But the whole team in general is what's get them to third consecutive year being undefeated, right?
Yeah.
One player can do a lot of damage, but when you have a team behind you doing a lot of damage and producing a lot offensively, defensively, your team is going to succeed far from expectations.
The Wolves are going to win the jump ball back right there, and Deja McDonald's going to secure possession here for her club. They're going to move their way across the midcourt line, playing from outside the three right now. Nice drop pass, trying to utilize the screen here. Deja McDonald's going to move into the paint and send that one to the outside of the court. Sienna Miller coming up there. Wolves won't be able to secure the first two of the game here, but it'll roll out of bounds over the baseline, or no, not quite. Be a little tussle for the ball inside the paint here, and the ball will be awarded to the Wolves. With Deja McDonald looking to move this one out, so the Wolves can secure the first two of the game here, playing from outside the baseline. She's going to move this one just high outside the three to Sienna Miller. Drop back to the corner, going for the three. Deja McDonald, and she's going to land the first three-point attempt of the game here for the Wolves, up 3-0 here over the Bruins to open up this opening quarter.
And Bailey, that's been something they've been working on throughout the year, is really being productive beyond the arc, and right there we see McDonald hitting that big shot.
Potential steal up on the line by Deja McDonald. She's going to force that one out of bounds here, and the Wolves are going to try and look to move this play up court right now.
And Bailey, that just proves 65 steals on the year. She just added another one. She's incredible with her hands, able to move in and out defensively, and offensively, you know what she can do with it.
She's able to generate opportunities by being disruptive, and that's exactly what you need out of a player like her. The most complete player here. She's going to drop this one down to Sydney Moore, who's going to move this one in a return feed. Top of the arc right now. They're going to try and move their way inside here, but nice little overhead there. Just going to try and drop that down for the three from downtown there. Unsuccessful. The Bruins will pick up on the defensive rebound and try and move this one from outside their own zone, making their way over the midcourt line right now. Down the middle, driving in. Coming up there, and they're going to secure two off of the layup there on the recent play.
Yeah, Bailey, the Bruins able easily to drive in. Algonquin, not really big presence in the paint for the first second offensive possession for the Bruins. Easily able to lay it in for the 2-point right there.
Sydney Moore was going to get that one off the rim there, but coming out, try and play that one, Mallory Katz.
And Bailey, you're going to see a lot of Sydney Moore beyond the arc today. She likes to shoot it from deep. And a couple games ago, she was able to make 3 threes back to back to back. And here, missed her first one, but she'll be making a lot of those here today.
And obviously outside Deja McDonald, she's obviously the best three-point shooter on the team, whereas Deja McDonald can shoot from anywhere on the court. Moore is just as lethal from anywhere outside the three as well, too, right? And being disruptive right there. She was going to pick up the ball in a recent steal. Nice turnover created by the Wolves there. We're going to move this one up court in a beautiful transition. Sienna Miller spinning around here is going to pass this one out to the outside. Sydney Moore trying to find some open space. Going to move this one from inside the paint.
And Bailey, just like we talked about in the pregame show, or actually it's going to be offensive. I got mistaken. I thought it was going to be a foul against the Bruins, but ends up being an offensive foul against the Wolves here.
Wolves really trying to add that kind of pressure on a full court press right there. We're going to move their way over the line now inside the middle. From outside the three, he's going to drop this one back, playing from the top of the arc. They're going to try and move their way inside the paint, try and generate a little bit of open space from the corner, but driving down is going to drop that one off here with the 2, and the Sheridan's going to pull ahead of the Wolves here, up 1 point currently here in this opening quarter. Playing from along the outside of the court. Great recovery from the turnover there, and that ball is just going to be a little high of Katz's hands there and find its way out of play over the baseline.
Yeah, so far, Bailey, the 2 possessions that Bruins were able to get points off of, defensively, the Wolves are not even present there. They're not being aggressive like they usually are defensively, and we're seeing here a turnover that never happens for Algonquin. Right in the paint. Usually that's what they like to do, dish it off in the paint. We're able to do that.
He's going to move this one across to Moore. Now on the offensive transition here, up her way over the middle. Playing from outside the 3. Sitting on top of the free throw circle is going to try and drive down the paint there. Move that one to the outside. Deja McDonald with space from the corner there. A brick off the rim there, but they'll pick up on the defensive rebound nonetheless. Move forward and draw a foul up on the play.
Foul against Deja. And that's going to happen. Being a player that's so aggressive, she's so dominant with her hands when it comes to producing steals, and right there, a little too handsy, and ref blew the whistle, foul on Deja.
Moving in now, Sienna Miller with the press here. Sydney Moore sticking to her guy here. He's going to move this one to the outside. Now going for the shot there. Going to drop that one down from the field here. The Bruins leading 3 here at the moment with 6:40 left to go here in this opening quarter. Deja McDonald in possession for the Wolves now. He's going to move this one inside the 3. Great recovery. He's going to drop this one back to her. Now driving up the middle with it. It's going to get picked off the ball in a turnover event. Now coming back the other way in the offensive transition, forcing the Wolves back to defense here. They're going to play zone coverage right now, trying to force them to shoot from outside the 3 right now. Or move this one across. Deja McDonald making herself look wide there.
Second foul against Deja early.
Playing aggressive here, and it's the playoffs, right? You really want to set the tone of the game early. You want to come out, play aggressive, try and force turnovers, and that's the biggest upside to her game right there, is their ability to generate turnovers and force transitions. You want to stay on that roll.
100%, you want to stay on that. That's only going to get, that's something they worked on throughout the year, but really, the last 3 years, able to produce what they've been able to produce, going 3 years consecutive win streak. They haven't lost in the regular season in a long time.
Yeah. Right.
That shows you the coaching staff, how well they put in work during the week, and that shows you the players and how the culture is being built, and it keeps building from here.
Deja McDonald right now. He's going to pass that one over to Sienna Miller. Leads the league in free throw percentage right now, working from inside the paint. Now it's going to be a tussle for the ball. Beautiful steal by Sheridan there. They're going to come back the other way. Dangerous rush. Going to send this one across, but nonetheless the ball is going to get picked up and move forward. And nice lead pass. There's going to be a foul up on the play here, and Sheridan is going to come back the other way, travel. Or Sheridan, excuse me. I keep getting this name mixed up. Sheridan. No disrespect intended. From inside the 3 right now, looking to move forward. Dahmer really trying to apply that pressure right now. Working from outside the 3, Sienna Miller, potential steal up on the line, unsuccessful. They're going to go for the shot from outside the 3 right now. Deja McDonald's going to cover in the defensive rebound. We talk about how great her rebounding game has been this season. The Wolves' best defensive team in the league. Going to move this one to the inside of the paint right now and a tussle for the ball right now. And going to be a held ball up on the play. Deja McDonald coming off now. Sydney Moore back on the corner. Recent substitution made where Deja McDonald will make her way off the court. Now from in behind the baseline, looking for options. Pass that one over to Hathrawal. Hathrawal from underneath the rim there. Kat's going to move that one out to Sienna Miller. Trying to build some space. Going for the 3, unsuccessful there. Sheridan will pick up on the defensive rebound there. A little shoulder bump, will still move forward with it. And Sydney Moore with a foul up on the play.
Yeah, and Bailey, we're talking about offensive efficiency and offensive struggle so far. So far, offensively and defensively, if we want to talk about it. Offensively, we're not able to get the ball to fall in the basket. Defensively, there's a lot of gaps that Sheridan's easily able to drive in, drop it in for 2, and go from there. And that's not really Algonquin's defense. No. They don't usually play like that. So I don't know if they got to change something, but they get steals, they produce from there. But that's really right there. Great possession by them, able to not allow Bruins to score.
And the Wolves with only 1 shot here from the field in this game right now, with the opening 3-pointer of the game from Deja McDonald here. A little bit off to a slow start, but Sienna Miller looking to drive her way down, building up some space. Dahmer going for it right there. Well, it's going to be knocked away from outside the 3 once again. Dahmer is going to pass this one over to Sienna Miller. Nice fake there. He's going to pass this one to the top of the arc. Sydney Moore with some space here. He's going to drain that 3. Swish, baby! The bench is just on fire right now.
And we talked about that just earlier in the first quarter, Bailey. She missed her first one, but she was not going to miss her second one. And right there from long range, too, looking like Stephen Curry, pulling up and draining that nothing but net.
Exactly. And if you're Sheridan right now heading into this game, you know you're playing off against a tough competitor in the Wolves, right? 14-0, undefeated. You really want to bring the heat to this game. That's something they've been doing really good, is drawing fouls. And you want to get that from inside the free throw circle as well, too. You want to run those 2s on them all game long if you're Sheridan right now. But they're doing a really good job at really opening up this scoring here. Game tied at 6, and we'll drop that one down now up 2 here over the Wolves, or 3. With the recent 3-pointer made.
Sheridan playing great so far, offensively and defensively.
Beautifully.
Producing a lot of points, getting the lead on Algonquin, and forcing Algonquin to be in a position they haven't been all year. They haven't been down a lot this year. I don't think that
especially in the opening.
Especially in the opening. I don't even think I can count how many times they've been down on one hand, Bailey. So right here, Algonquin playing from behind. They're playing down so far here today. They're not producing well so far in the first quarter, as you see here, a timeout. But that's really what Sheridan's goal is to do here. They got to come in here today and do this. Force Algonquin to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Algonquin's not comfortable right now because they're playing down. Usually they're the ones playing up, and they're up by 10, 15, and we go from there. But Sheridan doing an incredible job offensively, getting 9 points, and defensively, they're not allowing much. The paint is really closed up. You see in the paint, every time a girl goes to drive, there's like 3 girls in the paint waiting for her, arms up, and they're not fouling. No, Algonquin has not gone to the foul line so far here today.
And the Wolves have done an incredible job from inside their own 3, running the 2-1-2, really closing off those corners, and that's something you want to do, right? Is you want to force them to shoot from outside, but you want to limit their options from the corners as well, because that could be a really dangerous spot, and they've done that so far here. The screen has been perfect from inside the offensive zone as well, too, from inside the 3. They've been handing off balls, they've been generating open space, which is exactly what you like to see, but you need to capitalize on those kind of opportunities more. And they've been shooting from outside the 3. They've been shooting from anywhere on the court, too. They just haven't been able to land those baskets, and that's crucial in a game like this where it's a 1-game elimination series.
100%.
So you don't want to lose to a team like Sheridan heading into this game with a 3-13 record, right?
100%.
But they're the underdogs, and who knows what they can pull out from in behind.
Yeah, and they just got to find their rhythm. And with anything, they got to just find their spot. They got to find their groove. Once they get that, Algonquin's going to run away with whatever the recipe of their focus is. They just got to find it.
Dahmer inside for Dahan there. Unsuccessful, and they'll pick up on the rebound and force to make their way over the midcourt line right now. They're going to hand this one off. Sienna Miller doing a really good job at applying pressure. Is going to force this one to the outside here. The Wolves scrambling all from inside their three there. And then ending of the basket's going to be hung up on the rim right now there. It's a little irrelevant, but nonetheless.
Yeah, as of right now, Bailey, offensive struggles. 2 of 10, only 20% from the field for Algonquin, and 2 of 7 from the three-point line. So not doing so good offensively right now. It will get better. They just got to find, like I said, they just got to find the rhythm. They got to find what's working for them. They got to find something, and they got to go with it. Once something happens, right, you get some momentum, stuff is going to be able to fall in your favor.
And they're really applying that pressure from inside their own three, forcing misplays and stuff like that. So the ability to transition and carry that into offense here has been really working for the Wolves. And working with it now, Sydney Moore is going to drop this one back. The open half roll. Sydney Moore over to Sienna Miller. Sienna Miller from inside the paint right now is going to drop this one off and a little rim around the basket there.
Yeah, Bailey, that's one way to start it. Get them good ball movement, get everyone to touch on the ball, and produce from there and able to drop it in for an easy bucket for her.
Been a hot start here for the Bruins coming out. It's really giving the Wolves a test here in this opening quarter, and quite possibly their hardest here in any opening quarter of the OCAA season so far. 6 seconds left to go on the shot clock, and you can really hear this from the fans right now, but a potential steal up on the line there. Couldn't quite carry that turnover.
But Bailey,
make anything of it, but nonetheless.
This is the playoffs. Anything can happen. Exactly. Underdog team can come up and win everything, and we've seen that in every sport. There's always that one team that everyone counts them out. Just look at the Eagles. Everyone counted them out in the Super Bowl, and look who comes up and wins the game and scores 40 points. So Sheridan has as much of that than anything. Yes, they're underdog on paper, right? With the season, how they went, it probably didn't go how they wanted it to go. But right here, they're coming in here today, and they're playing really well against this top team that the Wolves have.
When you think of that, you think of the 2019 opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Columbus, Tampa. Columbus was able to pull through in a clean sweep there, but is going to pass this one off to Miller. Hathroll now is going to get poked off the ball there. Beautiful defensive recovery and a misplay there on the dribble. Is going to get that one up. Looking to move this one out in a fast break now coming up the court. 4-on-5. He's going to draw the play from in behind there. He's going to pass this one to the corner from the outside of the court. He's going to pull up that shot there and drop the bucket for the three here. Beautifully done. Or not for the three, but for the two. I thought that was from inside, but nonetheless. Miller's going to pass this one out to the outside. Moore here looking to make her way through inside the paint right now. Driving off is Dahan.
Bailey,
only trailing by a point here now.
That's exactly what you got to do. You get the ball inside. Defense is going to crash down. Easily able to dish it out in the middle of that paint, drive it in, make the bucket. Easy bucket for Algonquin. Like you said, down only by 1, 11-10 going up again. So it'll be 14-10 here, 13-10, sorry. But that was a great play, nothing less.
Sheridan will answer back there with the recent 2 from the floor. Coming back. Miller for the 3. Beautifully done here, and the Wolves will regain the lead. Or no, excuse me, now tied up at 13 here in this opening first.
Great shot by Miller, wide open in the corner. Her teammate finds her, dishes it out, able to launch it in for a bucket.
Here in the Wolves game being disruptive. Getting a nice touch on the ball here, trying to throw off Sheridan's rhythm. We'll get a substitution made out on the court here.
But that's what they do, Bailey. The Wolves team defensively and offensively, but defensively, they're able to disrupt their opponent's game. They're able to get in their face. They're able, okay, well, we want to go this, we want to do this, and Algonquin's able to really defer from that and really, hey, we're gonna tell you what you're gonna do and go from there.
With 30 seconds left to go here. Now playing from the corner there, but a beautiful block there. Nonetheless, will be a foul or a travel on the play. Just a great job by Dahan to get in there, produce the block, get her hands in the way there, and be disruptive here for the Wolves. Gonna pass this one over to LaPointe. Now from the top of the arc, back over to LaPointe, the number 10 jersey in white. He's gonna pass this one to the inside of Dahan from outside the paint here. He's gonna move this back to Sienna Miller from outside the 3. Looking to work her way around. He's going to drive up with it. Halfwell is going to get a shot off there, and the Wolves are going to put up 2. Now up 15-13 with 5 seconds left to go here in this first quarter, heading out with the lead. And they'll drop this one off, and it is tied before we can get a potential buzzer beater up on the line here. The opening quarter tied at 15, heading out now. And Seth, what's been your opening analysis here for that first quarter? What are your thoughts?
Well, the game started off being Algonquin able to drain the 3, and they started off strong from there, but then it kind of went downhill from there. Sheridan was able to come out here and really get some points and play great defense. That's been the big key for them, is not allowing their star players from Algonquin to produce. Deja wasn't able to do much. Miller was able to do a little bit, but we haven't seen a lot of big things, and usually 15 is really low for a quarter for Algonquin. Usually they're able to do over 20, but the big thing is that they allowed 15. You rarely see that from this Wolves team. In Sheridan, they came in with a game plan. They're sticking to that game plan, but it's really been offensively, the consistency has not been there for the Wolves. Recently, in the last 2 minutes, they flipped the page and they're able to dish it out in the middle of the paint, like we talked about in the pregame. Bailey able to get the ball up and able to tie the game up after the first quarter. But they got to really find their rhythm. They got to find their groove. They got to find what works for them. And Algonquin's, you don't become undefeated without going through these things. Every team is going to, even if you finish undefeated, every team is going to go through a little adversity. And right here, this is our adversity. Playing really close and even playing down in the scoreboard, it's going to be for them, hey, how do we adjust? What's the in-game adjustments that are going to happen? And we're going to see here after this timeout what type of adjustments they make so they can produce more points and play better defense than what they've shown us in the first quarter.
And it's especially rare sight to see where the Wolves have really been able to limit opponents from anywhere under 20 in the first half of the game. Coming out here, game tied at 15 apiece. It's been a real eye-opener here for the Wolves, and you know this team's here to win. Sheridan's here to win this play. When it comes down to it at the end of the day, every team's given the opportunity, but you can't keep a game this close against a bottom-place team of the West, right? So the Wolves really need to clutch up here, playing from inside their own 3, tighten it up a little bit, try and force a little more turnovers, force them to shoot from outside, but you saw it right there, able to drop the bucket up on the play there, 2 from inside the 3. And Sienna Miller will make her way over the middle with it right now. Just look for options, playing at the top of the arc. Who's going to pass this one over to LaPointe? Still from outside, trying to break her way through a defender from outside the paint. He's going to pass this one over to Hurst. Hurst from inside the paint right now is going to try and get this one up off the backboard here, and the Wolves scrambling for the offensive rebound, trying to generate some second chance scoring opportunity, and that won't count here, and we'll reset the shot clock with Sheridan in possession, making their way over in a fast break. And a misplay of the ball there from Sheridan will find its way out of bounds here, with the Wolves looking to come back the other way, with Deja McDonald making her way back out on the court in substitution with Sienna Miller.
Yeah, let's see if Deja can get some more offensive.
Well, she didn't play too many minutes in that opening quarter there, and you saw Sienna Miller drop 5, which is, I'm not good at math. I'm pretty sure that's 25% of her team's points heading 100%. Out there in that opening. But
Deja, let's see if she can produce a lot more plays, not points specifically on the scoreboard, but produce some plays defensively, offensively, get her teammates involved, and that's what she does best. A lot of times, because people know, hey, this is Deja, we know what she can do. A lot of times there's certain zones or double teams that happen, and she's able to easily dish it out to her teammates and go from there.
She's really good at generating that open space and finding open players, and that's a big part of her game that you can't really replicate most in any other player. Now shooting from the corner right now, unsuccessful there. Hathrawal is going to pick that one up. Coming through, Deja McDonald there, and a little scramble for the ball, and there'll be a held play up on the court.
And right there, great pass to the inside with Deja cutting into the paint. Deja just not able to drop it in, but great play, nothing less. And that's something Algonquin's got to do, and they've been doing it here. We saw with Sydney able to dish it off to her teammate, so let's see if they can do more of this.
Hurst is going to pass this one to the outside for the 3. Off the rim there, Deja getting down low for the ball. The Wolves are going to win it here, or they'll come back the other way. That forward in the lead pass right there, making their way over the line. Trying to get all players involved. He's going to bounce that one off. Working from inside right now. Deja McDonald still on the line, but can't quite win the race to recover that out of bounds.
Yeah, and right there, that's active hands. And she has active hands, and she's able to easily
Disrupting the rhythm.
It disrupts the rhythm. There's a pass going on beyond the three-point line. She sees it. She's able to just get her hand off of it. Like she almost got it right here, and she's able to get the steal.
Beautifully done. Masterclass steal performance by Deja McDonald. She'll drive through with the underhand for the two. Excuse me.
And right there, Bailey, that's just nice. I saw it happening in the middle. You saw it, her hands there, able to easily produce the steal. And that's what she does. And that's how she's able to create offense with her great defensive play with her hands, able to produce steals. But that's exactly what you say, disrupt their opponent, disrupt their rhythm, disrupt all that type of stuff, and that's what Algonquin's doing. They get the game tied back up at 17 apiece. Let's see here if they can get a lead and keep climbing up to there to reach their goal that they want to do, and that's win this game, that's win the championship this year.
Over to Hathrawal from inside the free throw circle there. He's going to pick up on the defensive rebound and try and make their way over. And that's something Sheridan has done so well this game, has been converting that defense into offense, picking up on those defensive rebounds and just being disruptive from inside their own three. They're going to try and get the shot off there, and the Wolves are going to pick up the ball. Force play the other way. Deja McDonald with speed, driving through with wheels right now, analyzing options. Going to make that one to the outside, but a bad turnover created by her.
Exactly, and throughout this year, and we see it here today, a lot of turnovers, and they have a turnover rate issue, and they got to stay disciplined. They got to be able to not have those, because right here it could turn into points. I've seen it happen today, and they just got to minimize those turnovers, minimize those mistakes.
Oh.
And here, a turnover by Deja turns into points for her opponent, and Sheridan able to easily drop it in. So Bruins taking advantage of it, but Algonquin's got to take control and not have any turnovers.
Deja McDonald now driving through. Off the backboard and out here. Sheridan's going to pick up on the loose ball for the defensive rebound and slowly make their way over the midcourt line right now. He's going to hand this one off to the outside. Trying to group here and find some open players. Passed over to the corner. The Wolves really addressing that press there, and they're going to draw a foul nonetheless, though, and play will find its way from outside the baseline.
Yeah, Bailey, right there. Haven't seen a foul call in a while, but right here we see a blocking foul. Sheridan player driving into the basket. Algonquin just a little hip check a bit. Foul was called. No free throws so far this game entirely, so this is really rare that we see both teams no free throws go from there. But Algonquin, very rare for them, because we know they like being at the free throw. It's basically another house for them. They like being there.
That could be a gimme with, like, you know, shooters like Sydney Moore and Sienna Miller and Deja McDonald. That could be a big X-factor play for them tonight, is run those fouls, run those twos, run those threes, run those free opportunities, because with the shooters you have on this Wolves lineup, this could be a lethal downfall here for Sheridan if they're able to pull through in a ton of fouls, and I suspect that's why they're playing such a disciplined game today.
100%, but they're playing disciplined, Billy. It's playoff. They want to win also, right?
Where the Wolves really just been trying to set that physical tone heading out here in this first half. Hurst is going to hand this one over. LaPointe is going to hand this one to the top of the arc. Dahmer going for the three. She's going to lay it down from downtown, buddy.
And you talk about setting the tone from there, and they haven't done that so far, but maybe that shot right there, that last three-pointer, was able to be enough for them to set the tone for what's their first lead of the night, be able to really set the tone for what's going to come in this last of the second quarter. But doing that, it's not good. That's not how you want to set the tone. You don't want to have that.
Big work from inside the paint.
No.
You've been giving up way too many. You've been giving up way too many points from inside your own paint, and those are areas you really want to close off. From inside the free throw line right now, or free throw circle, is going to hand this one over to Deja McDonald. Trying to work her way around defenders. Passed over to LaPointe. LaPointe going to go for the shot from inside the two there, from inside the three. He's going to try and get a tip on the ball. Mallory Katz there, but unsuccessful. He's going to knock that one out of play, and he's going to force the Wolves into the defensive transition.
Yeah, Bailey, right here we see a timeout being called, but before the timeout was called, head coach for the Wolves, Jamie McLean, was telling his players to move up, and you saw four of them stay in the front court for in the Bruins zone. So it looks like they're playing a full court press. They did that a couple times before, how they're able to shift from one side to the next. So we'll see here how aggressive they want to be, because right now this is not the position that Algonquin thought they'd be in.
Yeah.
On paper, Sheridan being 3-13, I believe, you don't expect that from a 3-win team. So I'm really surprised that Sheridan, so far they're playing today, that they only won 3 games, because today they're playing like they're a top dog team. But Algonquin's got to find whatever's working for them, right? They got a 3-point has been a big thing for them. But you can score as much points as you want, but if the team beats you by 1, they still win. Defensively, they gotta be. And it's weird here today. Their key presence is not there. They're not able to be strong defensively when it comes to in the paint, and they gotta find something there, or else Sheridan's gonna take advantage of that, and the Bruins are gonna walk away here with a underdog victory.
They're getting shut down, and that's one thing you need to capitalize, is really breaking through those defenders. And you got to land more shots than you currently are right now, because they're throwing a lot here. They just aren't landing them, and that's been a big issue for them so far. They've been shooting from anywhere in the court, actually. And it's just one thing that you got to land. And you got to turn that defense in the offense. You want to tighten it up from inside your own 3 as well, too, because they've been really giving up on those. And the Wolves, just applying the full court press there, could be dangerous in securing odd man rushes back the other way. And you want to be involved in the play as much as you possibly can here. But the full court press, with the kind of players you have in this Wolves lineup, could be so lethal.
And right there, causing pressure. Deja able to get in the face, cause Sheridan to a foul, and Algonquin takes the ball right back there. So playing full court is, like you say, a lot of pressure, and pressure wins games, and that's right there. They're trying to win this second quarter.
Exactly. And you got to win by any means necessary. Playing from the top of the arc, they're going to hand this one to the inside now. Hurst working with it, is going to drive her way through the paint, trying to spin away there. Beautifully done by her. And
first time to the free throw line for any team. Algonquin, 60% from the free throw line. Let's see here if we can get 2 points from this free throw line trip.
Let's see what Libby Hurst has in favor here for the Wolves, playing from inside the free throw circle here at the line right now. And the Wolves' first chance here at a free throw. And she'll drop that one down here, tying up the game at 21 apiece here in this second quarter with 4:41 left to go. Let's see if she can add another.
Nothing but
playing it down beautifully. 2 for 2. The first free throw attempt from both teams on the court today. The Wolves are going to drop 2 for 2 on that recent. From outside the 3 now, working from the outside of the court, playing from the top. He's going to try and break through the Wolves defenders here. And a beautiful steal by Deja McDonald, coming back the other way there, and a nice layup secured by her with speed and the wheels that she possesses, buddy. I think she was a Lamborghini Gallardo pulling through with that one, right through the Autobahn, full speed.
100%. And those are the hands. She's active defensively and able to produce offensively. And right there, we see Algonquin kind of taking control here, going up by 3. We haven't seen that so far today.
This is the lead you possess now. You lead by 3 points. You want to carry on. With 4:04 left to go here in this first half, you really want to maintain this lead, and this could be a real momentum killer here for Sheridan heading out in the first half.
It all starts with the defensive game. They're flipping defense to offense and producing on the scoreboard, and that's exactly what they want, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Beautiful recovery. He's going to try and find her way back the other way. He's going to pass this one over. Shooting from far. Oh! Give me 1 sec. Give me one, buddy.
Man, you think Algonquin just sidestepping Curry there. That was way downtown. Drained it, nothing but net. Man, what a shot.
Playing that one from in behind the back. Is going to find some open space with it. It's going to be air ball up on the play here, but the Wolves, I don't believe, get a touch on. Will get a touch on the ball, but
that's exactly what Sydney brings. She brings the beyond the arc points, and she's 2 for 3. Missed her first one, got the last 2. That's what she does a lot. She passes a lot to her teammates. She gets those assists, but beyond the arc, she hits this, and you saw right there. She drained it, nothing but net, all the way from downtown Ottawa, all the way to the arc here today.
The Wolves have been really pulling away in this last minute here. Now going for it. It's going to be unsuccessful. We'll pick up on the offensive rebound, though, nonetheless, and drain that bucket from outside the paint.
Great bucket by Sheridan. Able to get the rebound offensively and able to pass it inside and get the bucket.
We'll drop that one down. Libby Hurst, masterclass performance from her. She's got 4 points on the night. Here, her first actual shot coming from the floor, secured here. Offered her a recent 2-point conversion from the free throw line. Gonna pass this one across now from the left side of the court. He's gonna move this into the corner with some open space. Now playing from inside the 3 though, nonetheless won't quite secure the 3 that they were looking for. Will be a held ball up on the play here, and it will be awarded to the Bruins.
Yeah, we're so far here, Bailey, 11 of 24, 45.8% from the field for the Wolves. And that's all come in the second quarter. Recently, the last 3 minutes, they flipped the page, and now they're
offensive.
They're driving their own game, and this is what Algonquin does now. They're starting to fit in, able to really craft their game and able to really produce from there. Because the first couple bit of this first quarter and the second quarter is not really the Wolves that we're used to seeing from this basketball team. And here we're seeing what they can do, and they got a 6-point lead here. Now they got to see where they drive. Do they go left, they go right, or they keep going straight down the middle, and we'll see what happens here.
Sienna Miller making her way up the court here alongside Deja McDonald, who will find herself on the left right now. Sienna Miller inside the paint, going to work there. The Wolves are going to pick up on the loose ball. Come up, and the Wolves will pull their way to the free throw line right now for a chance at a 2-point conversion here. Let's look to see if they could drain them.
Second chance at the free throw line in the last 4 minutes for Algonquin. So we talked about
none other than Libby Hurst.
Able to drive in, get those fouls, and that's what Algonquin's got to do to really produce their points. They've been doing that so far great this season, but here today, only the second trip.
They'll drop that down. She'll go 3-4-4 tonight for free-throw shooting.
See the press here, Bailey.
Yeah, they're really trying to apply that full court press now. Transitioning to the mid right now, but a misplay of the ball there. No miscommunication, just full-on pressure from the Wolves, and you really want to keep that pace right now. You're really running away with the game here, heading out into this first quarter, into the first half, excuse me. Up 30-23 with just a little under 2 minutes left to go on the clock. Miller. A little scramble for the ball. Will pick up on the loose ball. Now coming back the other way. 2-on-1 will drop. Won't quite drop this one down. The Wolves just still applying pressure on that back check as well too, and that's something you want to keep up on when the play comes back the other way after applying those kind of presses from inside the offensive zone. You really want to recover, and the scramble has been legit here from the Wolves so far this game. And especially in the last 4 minutes too, you've really seen they're really capitalizing on the tiredness coming from Sheridan as well too. You catch them, you're finding openings. You know, you really want to keep going on that pace. Pass this one to the outside and just finding them so open. Won't quite be able to drop that one down from off the backboard there, but going to find their way from outside the 3 right now. Pass over to Miller. A little cross coming from her. Air ball up on the play, and the Wolves are really capitalizing on shooting here, eh?
100%.
They've been taking as many opportunities as they can possibly get.
Shots. Just like Wayne Gracie said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and they're using that to their advantage, and they're just shooting the ball. And they're going to make some, they're gonna miss some, but the more that you shoot, the more chances that you have of making them, and they're doing that here so far today, and that's the reason why they have a 7-point lead.
Sheridan been kind of falling apart here in the last 2 minutes. Haven't been able to quite find rhythm, and the Wolves have just been applying that pressure so well here. Can't quite find control, and it's going to be tipped away by Deja McDonald, and she'll force play the other way here up on the line.
So far, Bailey, in this second push of the second quarter, their ability to switch from man to zone. First quarter play man.
Yeah.
The second part of the second quarter able to play zone, and it's been working for them. So it's a good in-game adjustment to see how well they're able to switch from a certain defense. They're able to go from man, able to switch to zone, like right here. We're seeing the full court press again.
Systematic adjustments, you know, you need to make those here. You need to find out Sheridan. You play them the first quarter, okay, this is what works, this is what doesn't. We got to change something up here, and it's been working for the pace of the Wolves here so far.
100% Bailey, and it's been working for them, and there's a reason it's a 7-point lead just happening in the second quarter. And we want to talk about 3-point Bailey, 35% of the on the regular season beyond the arc, and it's all it's produced by a lot of those players. But Sydney able to easily get 2 of 3, which is a big reason why their team is a big threat beyond the arc. And all that does, Bailey, just produces another aspect of your game offensively.
Heading out here, you see Sheridan's really trying to play shutdown defense. Haven't been quite going all over the basket, focusing on the defensive aspects a little more here. They don't want to get shut down heading out after this first half here. They've been playing a really solid game up to date. You're only trailing by 7. It isn't unrealistic to make a comeback here, but now you kind of want to close those gaps just a little bit here. You don't want to kill that momentum entirely, because still, for a last place team in the West, you're really making a good run here against the Wolves, and you really want to keep up on that here. You don't want to have the mood killed entirely, so you really just want to limit the scoring gaps a little bit. Under 10 minutes left to go here. Take your shot, see what you can put up, but they're going to really try to drive to the basket here. Travel up on the play here with 2.6 left to go here before concluding this first half with the Wolves up 30-23 here in this second quarter. And move this over to LaPointe. Going to try and go for a buzzer beater. Deja McDonald just whipping it over the back of her head there up on the play here, with the Wolves leading 30-23 here before we head into a 15-minute halftime. And Seth, I'm going to hand this one over to you a little bit. What have been your thoughts? And I know we've been talking about it, like mid-game systematic adjustments and stuff like that, but the Wolves have been playing so great here in the last 5 minutes. What have been your thoughts?
Yeah, Bailey, you're 100% right. They've been playing so great, and it's all just what they got to find what was working, right? Not even find what was working for them, right? Because they know what's working for them during the year. There's a reason they're 14-0. There's always a reason they're undefeated, and that's because of how well they play defensively. They're able to turn that into great offensive play, and they realize that. They realize, okay, guys, let's regroup, rethink. Let's talk about it. We haven't been playing great defense. They flipped it. They're playing great defense, and now that just turned into great offensive opportunities. And we see here players be able to flip the page and go from there.
But you really don't know what to. You can't expect the expected with an underdog team heading into a postseason game as well too. You never know what they'll bring, and that's why you win the most money betting on the underdog as well too. And they've given the Wolves one of the toughest fights here heading out into this first half as well too, right? So it's to keep on that pace if you're Sheridan right now. Keep playing good defense. You want to play a little conservative here as well too. They're only trailing by 7, but it isn't unrealistic to make a comeback. And if you're the Wolves heading out with this big momentum, you really want to keep that moving forward, right?
Yeah, 100%. You want to keep that moving forward, but you got to come together, because you're still only leading by 7. And in basketball, we saw it. You can flip the page really fast. So they got to keep their foot on the pedal offensively, and defensively, they just got to keep moving. They got to keep moving their hands, got to keep moving their feet, and everything will work for them from there. But those in-game adjustments in any sport, it's impeccable that you're able to do that on the fly, and they are able to do that on the fly.
Well, we'll hand this one over to halftime, but it's been such a great first quarter here, Seth. It's been a ton of exciting play happening out on the court. You can't really describe it. It's been so close. It's been so action-packed, right? It's been a great one to call, and we'll be back with you guys shortly, but I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevenfall. Alongside me is my color commentator,
Seth Poirier.
And we always want to thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in 12:45. We're back with you guys after halftime here with the minute 20 left to go before we resume play here. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevan. Followed alongside me is my color commentator. And that has been a super interesting first quarter, or not first quarter, but first half to call, Seth. You know, you don't really expect this from a team like Sheridan. 3-13, tied for last in the West. They come through and they've really given the Wolves a tough time here. But heading out, the Wolves have been able to adjust around their game plan and their systems a little bit. You saw that heading out into the second. They've been really able to apply those full court presses and stuff like that, trying to force them into turnovers, trying to turn that defense into offense and force those defensive transitions. And that's something they've done so spectacularly well heading out in that second quarter, right? You want to see that move forward with the momentum that they're carrying now heading out into this last half. You really want to maintain this. Sheridan's going to give the Wolves a tough time, though. You know what they're working around now. They're an unpredictable team. You don't know what's going to happen, but that's why you always bet on the underdogs here. And they've given the Wolves the toughest opening half of a game that they've had all season long,
yeah,
right?
100%, Bailey. Like we just talked about before joining back to broadcast, it's Sheridan's a team that Algonquin doesn't face that often. They might, like you said, they might face them maybe once in the playoffs, if that.
All
right?
depending on where they finished the year before.
So there's not a lot of, last time Algonquin played Sheridan or this and that. They don't play each other, so it's hard when you look at it. Teams are like, okay, well, we gotta watch the broadcast to see how they play. And Sheridan did a great job of that, obviously getting that. But great start here for Algonquin.
Deja McDonald really driving through there. She'll pull the foul up on the play, and she'll find herself to the free throw line here for the Wolves with the potential first two here of this third quarter coming back from halftime here. And Deja McDonald, we talk about how spectacular she's been. She's currently sitting at 4th in the league in points per game with just a little over 16 here. So a very dominant player shooting from the field. And she's going to drop down her first free throw point attempt of the game here. 1 for 1 so far. Let's see if she can make this one 2 for 2. And Baba Boo, she's going to sink that one there from inside the free throw line there. Beautifully done by here, and you see the Wolves really applying that full court press there, and that pass is going to be a little lopsided just up high, and the Wolves are going to maintain control of this ball here moving forward, playing from inside the three now. Outside, the Pain's going to drop this one over to Hurst. Cats working with it now, trying to get a deflection off the ball there, but Sheridan will come back the other way in the offensive transition, move this one inside with a nice little bounce pass there. Beautiful defensive play by Deja McDonald, is able to get her hand in the way and be disruptive. Find the Wolves making their way to the opposite end of the court here, trying to spin away from defenders. Driving up, and she's going to come to the line for 2 here after that recent charge up on the play.
And Bailey, the big pressure is felt by the Bruins. They're feeling the heat by Algonquin's full court press, and you see the ball going everywhere. The ball just last possession offensive for Bruins. The pass went right to Algonquin, so she's easily able to grab it and take it and go down. And this is second time in the last 20 seconds that Deja McDonald goes to the free throw line. That's all caused by pressure defensively that the Bruins are feeling by Algonquin offense, and Deja's just driving to the rim and forcing Bruins to foul. And big thing of why they're able to produce great points offensively during the whole year.
Been able to really apply that pressure defense, and it's been working so well for them there. Beautiful fake coming in from Deja McDonald. Beautiful cross. Executed to perfection. Was able to find the open Libby Hurst. Going for the three. Going to pick up on the offensive rebound, trying to generate those second chance scoring opportunities. Now Katz is going to get this one out to Sienna Miller, playing from outside the three from the right side of the court. Is going to drive her way by there with the charge up on the line. It's going to be a word to the Wolves here.
And we just see their big offensive rebound by Algonquin, and Algonquin per game averages 20 offensive rebounds per game. That's a big reason why they're able to get all these points, at these 80, these 70, these 90-point games, because they're able to get the second point chances. The ball is up in the air, it misses, someone's there to grab it and either dishing it out or putting it back up there.
And that could potentially be 30, 40 points a game there coming off of offensive rebounds alone when you think about it. So it's just so lethal here, and they're going to go for an air ball from outside the three, playing from the top of the arc. Sienna Miller. But no, it's absolutely a ridiculous stat whenever you look at it here, and the Wolves really trying to apply that full court press. Deja McDonald! Oh, buddy!
What can we not say about Deja? We said everything that's been able to say, and we're going to repeat it again and again. Deja is probably the best player, not probably, she is the best player in OCAA, and she has a strong case to be the best player in the entire country, and she's the big leader of this team as being the #1 team in Canada. And we see here her presence is felt early in the third quarter by the Bruins defensively, and Deja's turning that, and her hands are there, able to turn it, get some points, or get to the free throw line. Deja is an incredible player, and she showed here today why she's the best player in the league and possibly the country.
And you see the fans are absolutely loving it. Just an ecstatic crowd in tonight's attendance here. The Wolves bench is loving it as well too. And you talk about Deja McDonald, already drew 2 fouls so far this game alone. 13 points on the night for her, already double digits. She's the only player on the floor right now to have hit the double digit mark, let alone the fact that she didn't play too many minutes in that opening quarter here. So her presence is really being felt, and she's a key player to success. Talk about a player who can shoot from literally anywhere on the court, currently 4th in the league at points per game, right? And those 4 free throw attempts coming from inside the free throw circle has been so crucial for the Wolves. You want to run those fouls all game long. You want to throw them off their game plan. You really want to draw the disciplineness out of Sheridan's game as well too. And I mean, that's what you've been seeing from the Wolves so far here in this third quarter. You're trailing by a hefty lead right now if you're the Bruins. You're stressed out. You're paranoid. Oh no, the Wolves are really pulling through. Now you're starting to play more aggressive. You're starting to get more out of them right now that could lead to the Wolves' success here. Now playing from outside the 3, he's going to move this one over to Deja McDonald. Little scramble for the ball happening right now, but she's going to find her way through a screen right there. He's going to move that one forward. Now working from outside their own 3 in over the line. From outside the line right now. They're going to pass this one around, playing 4 outside. He's going to spin around with it. Sienna Miller sticking to her man right there, trying to force a turnover, but is able to find some open space there. The Wolves will pick up on the defensive rebound and hand this one over to Deja McDonald. Notably, the best player in the OCAA this season. And I'm not saying this out of pure bias, but the best all-around two-way forward.
Yeah, and Bailey, when you talk about Deja
guard in the league,
and you look at it how she's 4th in the league in points per game, she's 4th in the league, but she's also great with the assists. She's great with the rebounds, averaging 5 rebounds a game. Like you said, assists. She's and that's a big reason why she's only 4th in the league, because she gets her teammates involved a lot, and that's a big reason why her team is 14-0 and undefeated. But Deja, she's 4th in the league, great point scorer, but if she wanted to, she could easily drop 25 a game and be #1 in the league, but that's not who she wants. She wants a team success, and she's going to get it this year. And you saw it already, being 14-0.
Going to hand this one over to Sienna Miller, playing from the right side of the court right now. Who's going to find her way up. And Sheridan's just been crumbling from inside their own 3 there. They're going to get a nice tap on the ball, potential steal up on the line, but great defensive recovery coming in from Sienna Miller. Sydney Moore is going to look to try and spin away from the defender, find some open space, is able to sidestep there, beautifully done, but Sheridan will pick up on the defensive rebound and force the Wolves back the other way, try and defend. Playing man here. And you've seen this real big game change to the Wolves game. Heading out, especially into that second quarter, they played more man coverage and they have been playing zone.
Yeah, and that's the transition from zone to man or man to zone. They're easily able to do that, and that's a great team. If you're able to do that, you can mix up a lot of different coverages, and you really can mess up your opponent's offensive game plan.
Wolves here. W. Hurst, guard number 10 in black. 6 seconds left to go on the shot clock here. Let's see if they can beat the potential violation. Nonetheless, we'll get this one out for the buzzer. Nonetheless, we'll be unsuccessful here, and the Wolves will reset the shot clock with a potential steal up on the line. Nonetheless, though, is going to be picked up by McDonald. Is going to pass this one to the outside with open space. Moore going for the three-point shot. She's going to lay the bucket as usual. We talk about her. She's one of the top 3 most dominant 3-point shooters here in this Wolves lineup. And you know, when you talk about Deja McDonald averaging 16 points per game, she's not number one in the league for a team that's currently sitting at number one in the league. But that just shows how much scoring depth there is within this lineup. And you talk about Sienna Miller, Sydney Moore, Deja McDonald. Libby Hurst. There's so many players that could shoot on this team, which makes them such a dominant offensive team, let alone the fact that their two-way play is the best in the league.
And exactly, Bailey, but they're easily able to go from shooting in the paint to shooting three-pointers. And Bailey, that's a big part of the game, because you're not just good at one thing. You're not just good from three-pointer, not just good in the paint, but you're easily able to, you get the ball at the three-point line, and you easily pass it inside, pass it outside, and teams don't know how to play you because they're scared of your three-point shot, but they're also scared of you driving to the paint. So teams really have to play around with that in their defensive game plan.
Sydney Moore from the top of the arc right now, air ball up on the play. Deja McDonald, last-ditch effort to try and keep that ball in action, though, but is going to be ruled outside, and possession will be awarded to the Bruins here up on the next coming play. We'll get a substitution made out on the court here. DeHaan McDonald's going to come off as well, too. Hathaway is going to find her way back out onto the court, as well as Kate Dahmer.
See some substitutions. These benches, there are a lot of players on both these benches. But depth, you just mentioned depth a little while ago. Depth in Algonquin's bench is what's really driven them to be able to score these 80-point games and these big margin in these games, because anyone that goes in the game is able to produce defensively, but especially produce offensively.
The ability to not have to rely on running your starters 30, 40 minutes a game is such a big up factor here for the Wolves. And, you know, on a less dominant team like Sheridan, where they're forced to play their best players more minutes, it really runs into their cardio and their ability to play longer games. You want to tire them out here. And that's what you could see on the line potentially coming up here. But the Wolves just playing solid man coverage from inside their own three there. Is going to force a shot off nonetheless. Getting down will be taken down is Jessica DeHaan in the number 25 jersey in white. But no, it's such a crucial factor, and as we talked about, Seth, here, the Wolves leading by 11 points currently at the moment here. Momentum is swinging in their favor, and the scales are tipped at the moment. And see how long you can hold on to that lead for them. With a first-place team like the Wolves, currently undefeated in the OCAA, that's what you'd expect, right?
100%. That's what you expect from a team like the Wolves.
Just going to miss that last shot there and go 1 for 2. The ball will be moved up in a break here. The Wolves trying to apply that half-court press there, now playing from inside their own zone. Really sticking a man there. Hathaway trying to force tips, and they're really stressing out Sheridan with 5 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Let's see if they can now force a violation. But that will count nonetheless, too, from playing inside the paint. He's going to move this one across. Dahmer.
That was a great play.
That was a beautiful play.
She absorbed the contact and laid it in. That was a great play by Sheridan, offensive player.
Trying to get the screen going here. He's going to pass this one over to Hathaway, playing from outside the three, trying to go for the shot from downtown. Unsuccessful. Will pick up on the defensive rebound and make their way over in the offensive transition. Going to be a travel up on the play here. The ball will be awarded to the Wolves. Leading 10 here. Sheridan hitting the 30-point mark of the game.
And Algonquin, once they got the lead, they didn't look away from it. Once they got that 3-point lead early when it was 27-24, they didn't run away from it. And no, sorry, they are running away from it on the scoreboard, up by 10. They haven't looked back, and the lead's been pretty big from there.
Miller trying to spin away from defenders and draw some open space. Going to hand this one over to Dahmer, who's going to lay that three right off the rim, find its way back into the Wolves' possession. Miller right now. Beautiful screen set up there. Was able to draw her way past. That's going to be a foot race for the ball right now. And Well, that's going to find his way out of bounds there. And a little bit of frustration showing for the number 3 in black.
As she tries to run for the ball before it goes out of bounds. Touches the line. It's going to be Algonquin's ball. Another turnover by Sheridan. They haven't had much turnovers in the first half, and especially in the first quarter. But since Algonquin is playing really high pressure defense, producing a lot of turnovers for Sheridan.
Pass outside, and they're just collapsing from inside their own 3 right now. The ability to play zone has completely disappeared here. And the Wolves are just taking advantage of any open space they can find, and just the floor that they've been given tonight here, not even throughout the game, but just in this third quarter alone, has really left Sheridan crumbling.
Yeah, 100%. We're seeing these players taking advantage of it, but it's a game plan. It's a strategy of what they need to follow, and they're following good thus so far.
And still holding the Wolves to a short lead there too. And Sienna Miller was going to find her way down to the floor and a little bit of distress, and she held herself up pretty good. But she'll find her way to the free throw line right now and talk about how great she's been. She's got 5 points on the night heading out after that second half. Is still yet to put up 1 here in this third. And we'll drop 1 down for her 6th of the night, 1 for 1 when it comes to free throw shooting from the line. Let's see if she can make this 2. She's going to drop this down once again, and we talk about how great she's been of a shooter and the amount of goal and not goal scoring, but just the point scoring depth within this Wolves lineup is just the biggest factor to their success throughout this regular season and the last 3 seasons in general. Really applying that full court press there, beautifully done by them. Just all over the ball carrier right now, forcing them to collapse. But beautiful recovery nonetheless. Is going to find a way to set up now. There's going to be a travel up on the play, I do believe.
No, it's going to be an offensive foul.
It's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, I was waiting for the call by the ref, Bailey. But yeah, it looked like it was a travel, but it was an offensive foul. It was a push-off, and it's going to be Algonquin's ball. And that's Algonquin. I'm going to say it again. Algonquin's doing a great job at forcing the Bruins to do mistakes and do turnovers. That's, I think, a big reason why Algonquin is able to flip the switch here and go up by 12 and able to really force the Bruins to be in distress and be able, okay, what's going on here? What's going to happen? And boom, we see it right here.
It's going to go court wide within, find its way over to Dahmer. Now from inside the free throw circle is going to hand this one to the outside, going for the 3, unsuccessful there. It's going to be picked off a hand there, and Sheridan's going to find the offensive defensive rebound and make their way over the other court in a beautifully fast break.
Great rebounding, and that's a big reason why they're up in the scoreboard right now, because they're able to grab those rebounds defensively and offensively.
Over to Miller from the top of the circle right now. She's going to try and spin back with it. Hand it over from inside. Hathroll is going to find her way on the ball. Dahmer in possession right now. Going to try and cross a defender there. Beautifully done. He's going to find his way to the outside with 7 seconds left to go on the shot clock here. The Wolves are going to try and tip one up, but Wolves going to find his way over the baseline and out of action.
22.3 seconds left in the third. We're up by 12, Bailey. We're still playing full court press. We're not letting up on that gas pedal. Algonquin's been playing great defensively, and it's turned into great offensive plays. But it all started that third quarter with Deja McDonald, how she was able to get her hands involved, get 3 quick steals, able to produce off there, able to drive it for 4 points, and then able to go to the free throw twice. In the second half, it's just in the third quarter specifically, Algonquin was able to find their way at the free throw line. And from that moment right there, it's able to go. We talked about Deja before going into halftime, how impressive of a player she is and how great of a player she is. And she right there was the reason why the page was flipped. That was the turning point of this game so far, has been Deja able to come out and do what she does in the third quarter, and that's really flipped the game to where we are right now.
Beautiful lead pass coming in from the Bruins, but a beautiful tip by DeHaan. Off the rim there. The Wolves will find their way back in the odd man rush. Nice pull-up 3 coming up, but no, can't quite beat the buzzer beater. And the 2 will not count here for the Wolves as both teams make their way to their respective benches now. The Wolves really pulling away. 12 points here ahead of the Bruins. They played a fairly dominant third quarter. And I mean, Seth, what have been your thoughts and analysis? I know we just kind of went over it a little bit here, but you know, the Wolves pulling through with the big lead. What do you think Sheridan really needs to work on heading into this sport to come back from a 12-point deficit?
Well, Bailey, they gotta focus on what they want. This is fourth quarter, last quarter. It could be the last quarter of their season, and you don't want that. Any player on the Sheridan Bruins team right now, coaches also, they don't want this to be the last quarter basketball they play in the 2024-2025 season. But they gotta do what they did in the first quarter and the start of the second quarter, how they were playing. They didn't let Algonquin do anything. They weren't able to maneuver middle and drive into the paint or even shoot from deep. So they really got to focus on that. But they got to minimize the turnovers. They're doing a lot of turnovers, and that's forced obviously by how aggressive defensively Algonquin's playing. But the Bruins, they got to stick to their game plan from when they from what they practiced all week and how they started this game. Because if they do that, 12 points can easily go down, and we can be in a way closer game than we are right now. But Bruins can do whatever they want, but Algonquin is going to play their A game, and that's what they're doing so far in the third quarter. Third quarter has been the best quarter of the day, and they're able to get a 12-point lead, and they're not looking away to shy from that 12-point lead. They're going to play strong defensively and offensively.
It's the ability to stick to a game plan and to play fundamental basketball at the same time, as you mentioned, Seth, right? You want to play fundamental basketball. You don't want to get too in your heads. You really want to relieve that pressure a little bit. You want to find ways to break out a little faster, move that ball more efficiently. And the Wolves have made it really tough for Sheridan to move out of their own zone tonight. And it's just something that's been really collapsing their game here. And that's why they've taken a massive 12-point deficit, right? But it's to come back from that. And as you mentioned, you know, keep it simple. You don't want this to be your last game of the season. And it's always devastating. Some players could possibly be their last year coming in from the Sheridan side. And this is not how you want your season to end here, but they've really been giving the Wolves a tough time here heading out after three quarters.
It's a tough game it's a tough game, and they're doing really good so far here today. And they've done a lot of good, but there's still a little bit of the little things they have to fix to be able to walk away here with a victory.
Oh yeah. Playing from the sideline right now is going to move this one through center. From the left right now, working in the right. From outside the three is going to move this one across court wide. Walking down with it, it's going to be able to drop this one off, and the Wolves letting players walk into the paint now. Coming back the other way, Deja McDonald. Potential pull-up on the line. No, not quite. She's going to find her way through and pass this one over to Hathaway, playing from inside the line. And she's going to drop that down from the floor inside the three-point line there. Beautifully done by her. And you talk about how great her shooting's been this game. She's got 4 points on the night. She's going to hand this one off from outside. Wolves really trying to minimize options here, playing man coverage from inside, applying that pressure. That's going to be a tussle for the ball there, but Domino is going to be quite able to pull through with that one. That'll be awarded to the Wolves, though, and Deja McDonald will hand this one off for the potential break up on the line.
Now we see here Sheridan kind of taking the page out of Algonquin Wolf defensive book, kind of playing, well, they started off looking like they were going to play a full court press, kind of laid back off there, so maybe just giving the look, but Algonquin, they know what to do when it comes like that.
Coming in, unsuccessful there, and it's going to be a dribble past Deja. She's going to make this a tough challenge there. She's able to get her hand on the ball, being disruptive, really applying that full court press there. There's going to be a foul pending from the Sheridan side here on the Wolves. Just so disruptive. Getting all over those balls, forcing turnovers, and that's exactly what you like to see here. 8:36 left to go, and the Wolves do lead by 12, up 44-32 over the Bruins here with only one foul so far in this last quarter of action, potential last quarter of action before.
Oh, reverse call after the conversation between two officials. Call has been changed, and now it's back to Bruins ball. Yeah. Still down by 12. Let's see here in the last 8 minutes and 36 seconds what type of game Bruins do and how they play offensively and defensively, because they got to score points no matter what, but they got to stop Algonquin from scoring. And we see how fast Deja gets the ball, how fast she ran up with it. They're not looking to back down. So let's see how aggressive both of these teams play late in with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left.
Athro and Dahan getting all over that, limiting options. 3 seconds left to go on the shot clock here, and I don't think they'll beat the violation. Nonetheless, we'll try and get that one up. And Deja reset the shot clock here for the Wolves. Coming through, 5-man up inside the paint right now, and Dahan's going to get tripped up on the play there. And looks like action will come back.
Some great ball movement, great passes to inside the key, to down low, close to the baseline. Just not able to get the ball out, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Sheridan Bruins ball.
Hand this one across. Wolves, 2 men on the ball carrier. And over the line was going to hand this one off through center. Wolves playing zone, are going to adjust to man here. Deja McDonald trying to get up and draw the block. Jamie McLean not too happy with what he's seen. A little bit of chatter going on for the official there, but nonetheless, 2-point will be taken at the line here.
First time in a while we see Sheridan back to the free throw line.
Lyric Shallow in the number 14 jersey in black. Take the first free throw attempt of the game for Sheridan. Trailing by 11 here. Let's see if they can make this 10. Trouble coming on for the Wolves crowd there. We'll draw it, and they're now only trailing by 10 here. The Wolves really looking to open that scoring lead. Nice stretch feed there. Playing from just outside the 3, going to make his way inside the paint and pass this one out, trying to draw defenders towards her. Olivia Hurst going to hand this one over to Halfwell. Can't quite get that in, but a second chance scoring opportunity coming in from her, and it will count! Beautifully done, and she will come to the line for 1 here with a potential 3 incoming.
Yeah, great job from her to be able to go up and get her own miss. She got it up the first shot, go for a layup, and she missed it. She grabbed her own rebound, laid it up, got the foul, absorbed that contact, and dropped it in, and got the free throw to fall for her. But Bailey, it's all about the rebounds, and especially when they're offensive rebounds, because that's those second chance points that are being put up. And like you said, that can be a big reason why there's 30 to 40 points just from those rebounds. And they do an incredible job here today, and especially in the second half of doing that.
Play from outside. Center this one, playing from the top of the arc right now. Wolves playing zone, really trying to be conservative with it here, trying to minimize the lead with 7:20 left to go here in what could be the last quarter here of Sheridan's season.
And Bailey, we're down to almost 7 minutes left here, and Sheridan's going to start playing more desperate basketball, meaning they're going to throw some shots up that they shouldn't shoot, but they got to go and they got to get some easy, they got to go get points, and they got to make it easy on them. But sometimes they're going to shoot some shots that they shouldn't take. They're down on the scoreboard. You got to do what you got to do. They're down 13, and that's going to be what we see them doing.
Deja was going to whip that one across for more. We're going to find the right coming back the other way. 2-on-1 here. Deja getting involved in the play. Unsuccessful basket there. We'll pick up on the loose ball off the ground, and he's going to pass this one back to Moore. Moore taking her time with it. Looking to try and break through a defender or play this one potentially into the corner. He's going to pass this over to Hathrawell, playing from outside the 3 right now. He's going to spin away, drive down with it. Unsuccessful. I'm going to pick up on the rebound and come back the other way in a fast break. Now moving forward in a nice bounce pass all alone. But Sydney Moore, clutch defensive artist coming from her. Deja McDonald was going to pass that one over to Hurst and return feed from the back. In over the line with 6:10 left to go here in this final quarter. He's going to work across with it and drive up into the paint, straight to the basket and right to the store. Beautifully done. It'll be a timeout called by Sheridan here up on the court, with the Wolves leading 49-34 here in what could possibly be the Bruins' last quarter here of this OCAA 2024-25 season.
And Bailey, they need to call the timeout. They got to regroup as a team. They got to come up with a plan. Okay, how are we going to do with this last 6 minutes? They got to play aggressive. They got to go and put some points up on the scoreboard. They're down 15. You can easily break that 15, but you got to go and you got to play fast. And we see Algonquin taking their time in the backcourt, going to the front court. They're not shooting the shot when there's 14 seconds left. They're going down to under 5 seconds. They're trying to waste as much time as they can to walk away here with the victory. And if they keep doing that, Algonquin can easily run away with it and win this game. But Sheridan, they gotta figure out how to put the ball in the basket. They gotta figure out how to score and cut this lead to come down and see if they can come out with the victory from there.
That's going to be a struggle to make a comeback, but not entirely unrealistic here. The Wolves do carry by a heavy lead at the moment, one that's going to be exceptionally hard to come back from with just under 6 minutes left to go here in this fourth. The Wolves will start in possession. Already made ways up court. He's going to hand this one to the inside of the three. Over to Hathroll in the number 13 jersey in white. He's going to hand this one over to Deja. Nice pick and roll up on the line there, but now playing from inside the paint. It's going to be a struggle to get this one out. Deja trying to make herself look wide. From outside the three and a nice drop. Coming through, Sienna Miller really sticking with her man there. Libby Hurst is going to glue herself to the carrier. And they'll come out to the line for two off the recent Libby Hurst foul.
Yeah, and Bailey, this right here is an opportunity for them to be able to get 2 points from the free throw line. Let's see if she's able to drop it in and cut the lead to 13.
Brown fans is here to take the shot in the number 12 jersey for the Bruins. She'll go 1 for 1 there off that recent attempt so far here. 3-4-3 and free throw shooting coming from the Bruins tonight. And she'll flush that one right down the pipe there. Hand it over to Deja. Really slowing down the pace of the game. We'll try and break through a defender. Nice spin away there. And a handoff coming back from her from Hathroll. Hathroll going from the shot from the field there. Air ball up on the play there. Sienna Miller trying to keep that one back in action, but will not find its way back to the play in the hands of a Wolves player.
Sheridan, great job defensively, not allowing Algonquin to get points on that possession. Let's see here if they can turn this to offense and score points. Because they need it, They got to score points. That's not how you go do it.
Deja, misplay. Beautifully done. She'll get taken down. The Wolves come to the line for 1, 2. No, 1.
Yeah, she got that point
like
that dropped. She got that bucket, so it's going to be just 1 shot. But Bailey, that's not what you want from Sheridan at all. You don't want to force turnovers, especially to where Deja is, because where Deja McDonald is, she can grab the ball easily.
The wheel she possesses is just...
But it's a 0 to 60. It's a 0 to 60. She's able to easily, as soon as she gets the ball, she's able to boom, and able to get out of it and get the bucket there. Fast break points, drops it in for the bucket on the free throw, and she sees, a little limping there, Deja. So good call, taking out the game here. Let her get some rest. Algonquin going up 52-36. Still playing full court press, Bailey. Would you be less aggressive or would you stay aggressive defensively?
If I'm the Wolves right now, I really want to conserve this lead. You're not going to pull through any massive margin already higher than what you're currently at right now. You want to play zone, but you also kind of want to play man at the same time too. But here they are, kind of giving up open gaps inside the paint right now, and those garden spaces that you want to be giving up freely.
And offensively, we're still playing aggressive, or are we taking the time?
We're playing aggressive.
Yeah.
We're playing aggressive, but every player has to be held responsible for defensive duty at best. Now playing from inside the three. LaPointe trying to lay that one down. The Wolves will pick up on the defensive rebound and move this one outside the three. Now going for the shot. Sienna Miller unsuccessful there, coming from downtown. Play will come back the other way in favor of Sheridan. See if the Wolves really try to apply a full court press right here. They'll look to make their way back. trying to recover defensively here. Try to limit the amount of points that Sheridan is going to put up within the next 4 minutes. Play from the top of the arc. He's going to move this one across, center feed. Playing from the right side of the court from outside the 3 still. Trying to break through Sienna Miller. This one's going to be played nicely off the backboard and in.
See here, full court press by Sheridan.
Yeah. Really trying to go all in on the offense, and they're doing a really good job at that so far. LaPointe is able to recover possession of the ball here for the Wolves and move that one forward, but there's going to be a whistle up on the play.
See here, ball. No one can really get control of the ball. Algonquin able to recover, and Sheridan is forced to foul. It's going to be Algonquin's ball. Algonquin, like you said, play aggressive, but they still got to take the time off that clock. They'll use that 24 seconds to your advantage and go from there, because you don't need you don't want to be the reason why Sheridan's able to come back in the game. We're only down by 12 now, so utilize that, but you got to go score some points. Still score a couple points and play great defense.
Playing calling for a backup here, and just trying to build a little bit of open space and hand this one over to Miller. Miller from the top of the arc is going to move her way down, move this into the corner here for Dahmer to take the shot from outside the 3. Going to work for those second chance scoring opportunities inside the paint right now. It's going to be a tussle held ball up on the play. Or will be awarded for the Wolves here. Try and lay the pipe on this next play. 3:21 left to go here with the Wolves leading 12 over the Bruins. We're just going to bounce this one across. Played down to Sienna Miller there. Great recovery from her. Athrall dropping from just about the free throw circle right there. LaPointe is going to move that one inside, working from inside the paint right now. Her trying to go for it, but a block up on the line there.
Great
shot clock will not
Great defensive possession if you're the Bruins, not allowing Algonquin to score. There's still 3 minutes left. That's a lot of time to get your points up, but great defensive possession, not allowing Algonquin to score. Their presence is felt, and let's see if they can be felt on the offensive side of the ball also.
Exactly. Playing from outside, and a beautiful steal from Dahmer coming in. Is going to move this one over to Hurst. Hurst back over to Dahmer with open space. Air ball, won't quite play that one beautifully there, but nonetheless, Wolves are still up 12 with 2:47 left to go here in regulation time. And I think at this point, if you're Sheridan, there's an unrealistic ability to make a comeback here. You just want to play your hearts out for the next remaining minutes of your season.
We see Algonquin defensively not doing full court press, letting Sheridan run their offense, and Algonquin's playing defense.
Take it down on the play, no charge on the left though.
Algonquin still played their type of defense just without the full court press.
It's going to be hand over to Miller. From outside, playing from the right side here, is going to hand this one back down. Going for the shot, unsuccessful there. Going to pick up on the offensive rebound and move this one from outside the line. Playing from downtown, coming in, Sienna Miller hasn't landed a three-point shot in quite a while.
Now we
got
see
7 points on the night.
Sienna taking her spot on the bench. Her team up by 12. Just over 2 minutes left here. Let's see here what the Bruins can do. Can they make it interesting in the last 2 minutes?
From inside the free throw circle right now here, the Wolves really beautiful turnover created by them. The Wolves going to be moved forward way too far in that intentional lead pass there. We're going to come back the other way in the offensive transition right now. Playing from far outside the 3 is going to pass this one to number 14 in Blackson at the top of the arc. He's going to try and walk down the paint with it. We'll pick up on that. It's Dahmer. He's going to draw wide with it. Going to move that one inside there to Hurst. Hurst, potential pick off the ball. She's going to recover from that one, trying to spin away from a defender, making her way into the paint. Was going to drop that back from outside the 3. She's going to come out to the line, 4-2. And point. She's got no points on the night. A chance to make a 1 here for the Wolves and pull through in a 13 or potentially 14-point lead. Unsuccessful, 0 for 1 so far. Let's see if she can make that 1 for 2. Unsuccessful, 0 for 2 on those free throw attempts. Coming up the court the other way there in a fast break. 5-man all at once, playing from the top of the arc right now. He's going to cut wide with it. Try and break through Dahmer. It was going to be passed back here from outside the key.
This will be a free throw trip for Sheridan.
And the pace of the game is significantly slowed down here within the last 3 minutes. But it hasn't been as offensively dominant as we've seen in the first, second, or third. It was really cut down a bit. The Wolves are trying to play more conservative defense here.
Yeah, but exactly, Bailey. And that's what we knew was going to happen. You're up by a certain amount of points. You're just, with the time left, you can play less aggressive and focus really on your defense. So you don't need to score points now. Now you really got to focus that the other team does not score more points than you, and they're doing a good job of that with only 52 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
With under a minute left in regulation time, and what could finally be the end of the Bruins season here. Beautiful 3 by McNamara there. That's going to be her first point of the night. A recent substitution made just to get a little bit of playing time in from her. But she was going to drop one down beautifully from outside the 3.
And all of these players, it comes off effortlessly from their wrist. When the ball goes up, you don't see a lot of bank shots when it comes to threes. They're there, and it drains it. It's nothing but net. It just glides off their hand. It's beautiful to watch. And drop it in for a 3. Now, free throw trip for Sheridan again.
Wolves crowd is really getting loud here with 33 seconds left to go. Wolves going to drop that down off the second attempt there. Namara here in the number 14 jersey in white is going to pass this one over to LaPointe. LaPointe is going to cross and cut wide with it from the left side of the court. Spin away here. He's going to pass this one over to Dahmer. Dahmer. The cross there is going to drive up the paint with it. Beautifully done by her. Right up the alleyway, pal. Beautiful masterclass dribbling performance coming in from her, playing from the top of the arc with 7 seconds left to go here. He's going to be moved inside, and it's going to be banked off the backboard and in, but what looks to be the end of this game here, and the Wolves will pull through in the victory 57-43 as the Wolves make their way past the preliminary round of the OCAA playoffs here with a conclusion to the Sheridan Bruins season here in a devastating victory, but a great one for the Wolves pulling through here. I didn't quite word that one properly. 57-43 is the conclusion of today's game here. A great sportsmanship line coming in from the Wolves and Bruins players right now in a hard-fought OCAA regular season. Finally making a massive push for the playoffs here, and this is exactly what you expected out of the Wolves. They were able to capitalize on all sorts of turnover events happening through today's game. Weren't able to land the shots that they wanted, but took significantly amount of shots throughout today's matchup. And as you said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take here, and it all came down to a massive shooting contest at the end of the day. Both teams were shooting.
Exactly.
Wolves landed more.
And exactly, both teams shooting. Sheridan going 18 of 43, 41.9% from the field. Algonquin, 19 of 63 shots, going 30.2% from the field. 63 shots, Bailey. That's a lot of shots put up. Man, it's incredible to think that Algonquin's shot 63 shots here today. 3-point, 2 of 11, 18.2% for Sheridan, 7 of 21 for 33% for Algonquin. And free throws, let's talk about that, Bailey. We said that Algonquin's got to find their way. They got to find a way to get to the free throw line, and they did it here. 12 of 16, 75% compared to 5 of 8, 62.5% for Sheridan. But rebounds, 34 rebounds compared to 22 for Sheridan. Algonquin finishing with 34. That's a lot of rebounds, and that's a big thing for them. But the biggest thing for them is how well they played in this second half of the second quarter. That really, Bailey, was the turning point of this game, is how well they were able to find a little bit of rhythm. But the big turning point was the start of the third quarter. Deja McDonald, she started off the third quarter with a bang and took her team and controlled the destiny of her team, and now they walk away here with a victory going into the quarterfinals. We'll see. It will be a great game in the quarterfinals, but great game here today by both teams. Algonquin being 14-0, undefeated team, third straight year in a row. Let's see if this year is the gold medal. You feel if this year is the gold medal?
I'm feeling it, Seth. I'm feeling it. And, undefeated for the last 2 seasons, bronze the first year, silver the second. You're going to make a push for gold this year. You can't settle for second place, because what Ricky Bobby's dad said really serenades with audiences. If you ain't first, you're last here, and the Wolves are going to make a push here 100%. In the OCAA.
I like that. I like that little thing right there.
It.
That makes it feel. It's all true too, right? You can win any of the game, but if you're not the gold medal, if you didn't win first place, at the end of the day, you're not the winner, right?
Exactly.
So great game here, nothing less. Bailey, great time being with you today.
It was a great time being with you, Seth, and that's all we got for you guys today. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevan, with your color commentator,
Seth Boyer.
Thank you guys for tuning in, whether it was on the OCAA website or the Algonquin Wolves YouTube channel. Don't miss the men's Wolves squad game in 18 minutes. We're going to be there to commentate it with you guys. We'll let you go for now. Take care and have yourselves a great rest of the day, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.